Hey everyone, this is Justin from R&DE Student Housing Assignments, and in this video I'm sharing my top 10 tips for draw success. Following the tips in this video will greatly increase your chances of finding success in the annual housing draw. Let's get started. Number 10, apply for the correct quarter. This seems like a pretty basic step in the application process, but it can be easy to accidentally pick the wrong quarter on your housing application. If you need housing for next autumn quarter and you apply for winter or spring quarters, you're going to be left without a housing assignment when draw results are announced. Double check you've selected the right quarter, and remember, if you're applying for summer housing in addition to housing for the next academic year, you need to submit 2 applications, one for summer housing and one for autumn, winter, or spring quarter. Number 9, watch your group choices. If you're applying as a group, the draw program will not keep you with your group mates unless you've listed the exact same choices in the exact same order, and exact means exact. If one of you has listed Bob Premier as your first choice and another person has listed Bob Standard, the draw program will not hold you together. Number 8, copy your group leader's choices. Because everyone in a group has to list the same choices in the same order, we have a Copy My Group Leader's Choices button on the housing application. The first person in a group establishes a group name and password and makes a list of housing choices. When subsequent group members use the same group name and password, they will have the option to copy their group leader's choices. This ensures that every group member has the same choices in the same order. Now there's one important caveat here. If you go in and copy your group leader's choices, and after doing so your group leader changes his choices, your application will not automatically update. No one student can change another student's housing application. If your group leader changes his choices, you will need to go back into your application and push the Copy My Group Leader's Choices button again to make sure all of your choices sync up. It's also a good idea to always double check your group retention whenever you're making changes to your housing application. Number 7, list what you want. Again, this sounds pretty basic, but sometimes students tell us that they aren't listing a residence because they don't think they will have a draw number strong enough to get into that residence. The fact is that every year cutoff numbers change, and it's much better to list a choice and not get it than to not list a choice and find out that you really did have a number strong enough to get into that residence. You can rank every residence we have available, and there is no disadvantage to ranking residences honestly, so list what you want in the order you want it. Number 6, make a robust list of housing choices. If the draw program cannot assign you to any of the residences you have listed on your application, it will look at your final choice. If you are guaranteed housing, you must select I'm willing to accept any other assignment as your final choice. If you do not select this, you will no longer be guaranteed housing. If the draw program has to assign you out of this final choice, you are given whatever is left after all other spaces in the draw are assigned. In short, you become the last student assigned. This is why it's critical that you make a robust list of housing choices. Keep ranking choices until you have no preference between the choices that you have left unranked. That's when you'll know you've ranked enough choices. Number 5, use group retention correctly. When you apply as a group, you need to set a group retention number, which tells the draw program through how many choices you want to remain with your group mates. If you select 1, the program will only keep your group together through its first choice. After that first choice, you can be split. Set your group retention high to increase the odds of your group being assigned together. Number 4, submit your application. It can take some time to make your perfect list of residence choices, but all of that work will be for nothing if you don't submit your application. After filling out your application, you will see a summary page of all of your selections. Be sure to review this page and then submit your application. It's always a good idea to go back into the application portal and review your housing application to make sure it was submitted. Also, the application portal times out after 30 minutes, so if you need more than 30 minutes to craft your perfect list of housing choices, you should go ahead and submit your application and then go back into the portal and edit your application. You can edit your application as many times as you want up until the draw deadline. Number 3, select the right final choice. Everyone has to pick a final choice on their application. In order to preserve your guarantee, you must select I'm willing to accept any other assignment as your final application choice. If you select Do not assign me if the choices I selected are not available, and you are left unassigned, you will no longer be guaranteed housing. You should not pick this choice unless you are willing to find your own place off campus. Number 2, use any options carefully. When you rank your choices on your application, you will see any choices, such as any Branner, or any Bob, or any West Campus. You should never list an any choice before a specific choice. In this example, our student has listed any Branner and then Branner single. The draw program looks at your choices one at a time. When it comes to an any choice, the program first determines if your number is low enough to get into the house. If it is, then it assigns you to the last space in that house because you are willing to accept any space. So even if this student's number is low enough to be assigned into a Branner single, he could be assigned into a Branner triple because he listed the any choice before the more specific choice. Number 1. Apply on time. The draw deadline is a firm deadline, and if you miss the deadline, you will not get to participate in the draw. You will not receive a first round number, and you will not be able to pick a tier. We suggest that students apply early as the system can get bogged down during the final days of the application period. Remember, you can edit your application as many times as you would like up until the draw deadline. Don't miss the deadline. And those are my top 10 tips for draw success. Be sure to visit our website for other videos like this and lots of other housing and draw related information. If you have a question, we want to hear from you. Send us a help ticket, give us a call, or stop by our office. On behalf of everyone in R&DE, best of luck in this year's draw.